Okay, now we're moving on to concept number 2, how we use our trading system. We have one system, but we traded 3 different ways to give you 3 different opportunities to take advantage of the market. So this next one is called our Stairmaster. Okay, you know how you go to the gym and they have that machine called the Stairmaster. This is what this one is. Very, very beautiful, simple strategy. So what we're looking for on this one, we're looking for higher time frames. Basically, we're looking for H4, which represents 4-hour time frames, or the daily. Okay, and I'll show you an example of each. So right here, we're looking at that famous pair that I showed you in the other video called the now later strategy. And as you can see here, you can see our triple arrows came in down here. Our dots came in here. The green line was above. Volume bars came in. Same exact setup, no matter what time frame. You can use any time frame. But for this particular strategy, what we're looking for is long-term potential. And this works great for those who have to work. Drivers, we have a lot of truck drivers and different people who are on the road for lengths of time or just traveling and so forth. And so you don't have time to be in front of your computer all the time and check it. This is a wonderful strategy. So with this one here, what you do is you're looking for the establishment of the trend based off the 4-hour or daily. So now that we know that the trend has converted over from a sell position to a buy, because we have our triple arrows, we have our support bars, green line has crossed above the red, and we also have our volume bars crossed above, and it's already began its upwards ascent. So now what happened is the price went up, touched here, hit some resistance, and came back down right here when it sat on the support bars. Okay, this would have been a perfect entry if you dropped down to the 15-minute. You would have seen the triple arrow setup, and you could have bought right here. Place your stop loss right below the next level, the next step. We call them steps because as you can see, you're walking like you're going right up a set of steps. You see that? A flight of steps. You're just walking right on upstairs. So you enter in on one step, put your stop loss below the prior step. Now, just in case you're trading off the daily, and we're looking at an example of that if we can find one, if the distance, such as from here to here or from here, as you can see from here to here, that was a big, big difference, okay? Too big. So you don't want your stop loss way back here. That's too large, too large. This is real tight, as you can see. They're right next to each other. And if we grab our little crosshairs and measure right here, from here to here, that was only 11 pips, okay? Not much, okay? You could even put it a little further down to give it a little breathing room. And that would have been about 13 to 15 pips. And basically it took off and kept going. And therefore each one of these candles represent 4 hours. So this trade went in the same direction from March 29th all the way to April 25th. So therefore, there's no reason that people cannot make money using our triple arrow system, whether you have to work and you want to look at your charts, or whether you just want to go away, you're on vacation, or you have to work long hours or something like that, and you still want to place your trades. So this is a wonderful method for those who want to just place a trade and be done for a while. So the simple concept is that all you have to do is to simply just place your trade and walk away. That's it. Just place your trade and walk away. Okay. So let's take a look and break this one down. All right. So how this one works is you would have entered the trade on the pullback. They call it a pullback. It goes up and it pulls back. Okay. It hits support. We already know what direction the general overall trend is going. It's upwards. And so therefore we enter here, and then that was that. And the rest is history. Okay. On the reversal, it's the same scene. Okay. As you can see, triple arrows came in. Our moving average turned red. Our dot said down. Green line went below the red. The bars went below the white line. Same exact setup. Okay. But here we go. So we have our first step in place. Okay. Trend has been established that it's a what? Down trend. It's going down. So price comes down. It taps here. It pulls back right there. If we drop down right here to our 15-minute, you would have noticed that there was triple arrow opportunity, and you could just jump right in on it, and you can move your stop loss right above the upper level here to the prior step. Again, if this distance is too far for you and you feel it's a little too risky, you can always put your stop loss above the big arrow on the 1-hour chart or the 30-minute chart. We'll look at that. Okay. You can always do that if you think it's too far. But as you can see, price went to the next step. and then it walked down to the next step. It went sideways for a little bit here, but as you can see, it never came back here and definitely never back here, but it continued its pathway of walking down the next flight of steps. And as you can see, look at here, price is right here as we speak. So had you got in here on the Stairmaster, you would enter right here as soon as possible to catch that candle as it was touching against the resistance, because that represents what? 15-minute entry. Okay, you can get in down on the 15 or even the 5-minute. It depends on how soon you can catch it. But what you would have saw is that from here to here on one trade, you would already been up 135 pips. Okay, 135 pips. Here was another one that I showed the team like last week off the daily time frame. Some of my traders like to trade the daily time frame. Okay, and as you can see, right here is one where we caught it right there, right off the dot, and entered on the 15-minute. And as you can see, it was a clear drop. Okay, and as you can see here, from this step to this step, it was only 22 pips. Okay, and they call it, and for those who are price action people and more savvy in trading, all we're doing is catching the higher highs and the lower lows. Higher highs for brand new people. See, this is the first level set. Then you have higher high, higher high, higher high. When we talk about lower lows, let's go back to the other one. Let's take a look at that. And we'll go back to the 4-hour charts. And as you can see here, we have lower lows. See, this is the first. Then it went lower, low, and then this one went lower than that, came back up, and then still went lower than that. So we have higher highs, meaning that when it's going up, this is the first level. Then it created a higher high, then another one that went higher than that, another higher, higher, higher. Okay, and so when you're in a buy position, you're looking for higher highs. You're walking upstairs. That's all. You're just walking a flight of steps. On a sell, you're walking downstairs. Okay? Remember when your mom or dad say, hey, come downstairs or come upstairs. I need to talk to you. You know, you got scared when they said that, but you get the concept. So you're walking right down a flight of stairs on the sell, lower lows, and the price dropped off. Okay? So let's take a look and see if we can find one. I think I had found one earlier just to show you an example of one. Let's go to the 4-hour. So this one would have been a good example. As you can see, the trend has been established. We have our first higher high, and then we have some in between here, but nevertheless, and this is not the best concept here, but you can get the point. If we were looking for the higher high, as you can see, this would have bounced up, dropped down to the 15-minute, and there it was. See, went right on up. It just bounced right off of that other one to the upside. Okay. There are others, but I couldn't find a perfect example of it. Actually, let's take a look at this one. Oh, look at this one. This is the same trade that I was in on when I did the now later strategy. But as you can see, the higher has been established. Okay. And you may not always on the 4 hours have the triple arrows just yet. Sometimes that's what we look for. But in this situation, since we're just using the now later strategy, let me see if there's another one. This will be a great one right here. As you can see, this is NZD USD. All right, and I may enter this trade. So as we can see, we have the established trend. We have our triple arrows. This is the 4-hour. So right now, price is bouncing right off that dot right there. See, the next step has started to be created. So I'll drop down to the 15-minute and let's see what we see. Triple arrows, just like we said. So if I want to enter this trade right here, I'll enter it for a buy. Okay, and let's go ahead. And I got it off screen because this is actually my live account. So I'm going to buy, following the rules. See, news have already passed. And then all you do is you grab here and drag it below the big arrow on the 15-minute. And that's that. You walk away. You walk away. So your risk is very minimal. Actually, in this situation, what we can do, we can move it below the next level. And we'll be done. Okay. Or like I said, if you don't feel comfortable, you can always go to if you feel that that's too big of a distance, you can always move it below the big arrow on the 1 hour or the 30-minute. It's just up to you how comfortable you feel with your risk management. So I can even go to this 30-minute and just drag it below there. And there we go. So now it gives it a bit of comfortability of space so that if it pulls back a little bit, it won't hit my stop loss too quickly, but I'm still catching on right on the very first step moving to the upside in the same direction. Why? Because the trend has been established that it's going to be a what? A buy. And so therefore I just caught myself a Stairmaster. So I'm climbing right up the steps because the first dot is showing that it's going to be moving up. And if you drop to the lower time frames, like the 15-minute, chances are they already have more dots, and you can see it kind of hidden right here. Okay, and let me increase that so you can see the size of it. Okay, let's make them bigger and you'll see it. And you can always adjust this yourself. And there we are. See the dots? It's right there. So even though you only see one on the other time frame, on the 4 hour, see the big dot now? You'll see that it's more established because as price is moving along, those dots continue to move over and over and over just to show, yes, this is definite support, but it always starts on the lower time frame and matriculates up on the higher time frame. So this is a great one. And you just, I said it and forget it. So if price moves up, oh boy, this is going to be a whopper. Let me show you why. And let me unlock my screen by going to charts, auto scroll, remove that, and let me bring it over. Okay. Look at the last time this thing moved, and I'm going to shrink the charts a bit by hitting my minus button just to show price action and what it did the last time. As you can see here was the last time with the triple arrows. Came down, bounced back up, right? And it came down, and it started its descent, walking right down the stairs. You see that? Walking right down the stairs. Right downstairs. It just walked right on downstairs. And then you have your reversal. But here's the point. The point is, if I wanted to hold this from triple arrow to triple arrow on the 4 hour, because it will reset with the triple arrows. All right. And I have to shrink it some more just to get it all in. Okay. I know it looks sloppy. I apologize for that, but I just want to show you the last time it made its descent from its initial stairs to the time of a reversal was 363 pips. 363 pips. And yes, it moved around, did sideways moves, but eventually it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it went down. So that trade went in place all the way from, looks like February, the end of January, and it went in place all the way until May. Okay, all the way until May. So for those who feel like you want to hold a trade and you just want to do some IRA and 401k money, that would be a perfect way of doing so. I did another video that hopefully people had saw, and I taught people how to have your invest in this triple arrow system where you can create your own 401k or IRA money. You don't have to depend on the broker. You can actually do it yourself. This would be a wonderful concept. As you can see, triple arrows came in. If you were willing to hold it for a few months, right there, from side to side, and see, right here, and then it went to the triple arrows, it reset. So you could have made off of this trade here doing the Stairmaster. Look at this. It walked right down the stairs, right downstairs. Okay. And then reset. So on this one, let's just say you put a standard lot, which is $10 per pip right here to right here, where you would have exited. That would have been $3,000. Okay. $3,000. Okay. Just by doing exactly what your brokers that you're paying them at these places are not doing, because actually, and well, I'll leave that alone. But anyway, as you can see here, we have triple arrows again. We get back in, same exact setup right here. And if you want to play it back to the Stairmaster, first step, and then you just get in case you missed the entry, you play it back to the Stairmaster. As you can see, it went up, came back, but it never took out this one here. And then it started walking upstairs. And then you have your reset. So if you had another standard lot on this one here, from here, let's take it from this step to here, that was another $250, just say another $2,000. So now you have $5,000. Now you get out of that trade. Okay. You may have missed the entry. You wait for the reset. Why? Because which way is the stairs going? Downward. Okay. And so right here is where it did that move. You would have got in right here. Stop loss is up here. And let's take a look at what happened. All right, from here. And then it went sideways here, basically. Your stop loss would have been up here, okay, right above. It wasn't too far away. And it went sideways for a while, and then eventually it dropped off. Huge. And that's where we had that 400 pip move all the way down. And now we're on the reset, okay? So that's why I said you can play this yourself, and just if you're willing to hold trades for a few months, and you can trade your own or 401k and IRA, right, using the triple arrow system. Okay. But anyway, that's the concept of the stair step. Okay. So bottom line is, as I said, see, first step, enter on the second one, right here where that candle was. You want to look as quickly as possible, as we did on this entry here. As you can see right here, it's an entry, and you just go from the 4-hour or the daily, drop down to the 15-minute or 30, whichever time frame you can hop in that trade. Look for a triple arrow setup to that confirmation side, as we did here, and we just set our trades and we walk away and we wait, and that's pretty much it. Okay, we'll get to our last concept, and that is our simple swing trading method. Okay, we'll be back.